Imagine a man who is known all over the world for his strength, success, and power in the music industry. This man is Diddy, a superstar who has built an empire from nothing. People see him as confident, strong, and always in control. But what happens when that strong man faces something so emotional that it breaks through his tough image? That is what we are about to explore. Diddy is not just a music star or a businessman. He is also a father, a role that brings different feelings and challenges. When you think about celebrities, sometimes we forget they have real families and real problems too. In this story, Diddy's son is involved in a serious court case, and his testimony is going to be very important. This situation shows a side of Diddy that many people do not usually see. Now the question is, why is Diddy emotional? What is happening in the court that moves him so much? This is where the curiosity begins. We know Diddy is tough, so why does his son's words affect him so deeply? This moment tells us that no matter how powerful a person is, family matters can touch their heart in ways nothing else can. When Diddy walks into the courtroom, everyone expects the usual calm and collected star. But as his son begins to speak, something changes. You can see the worry in Diddy's eyes. This is not just about business or fame. This is about his son's future, about trust, love, and hope. It is a reminder that even the strongest people have moments of vulnerability. This emotional moment also raises many questions. What is the son testifying about? Is it about a family issue, a personal struggle, or something bigger? The suspense builds because the details are not clear yet. People want to know what is behind this courtroom drama and how it will affect Diddy and his family. For many fans, this scene is surprising. They have always seen Diddy as a symbol of success and control. Seeing him emotional breaks the usual image and connects him to his audience in a new way. It shows that behind the fame there are real feelings and real challenges. This story also teaches us something important about life and fame. No matter how much money or power a person has, they still face difficulties and emotional moments. It reminds us to be kind and understanding because everyone has their own struggles. In this part of the story, we see a human side of a celebrity. We see a father who cares deeply for his son and is worried about what the future holds. This makes the story more powerful and interesting because it goes beyond the usual news about celebrities. As you think about this moment, you might wonder what will happen next. Will the testimony change everything? Will Diddy be able to stay strong for his family? These questions create a strong desire to follow the story and find out more. In the end, this emotional moment is not just about Diddy or his son. It is about family, love, and the challenges that everyone faces. It reminds us that behind every big name there is a real person with feelings and worries. This is what makes the story so touching and meaningful. Imagine a courtroom filled with quiet tension. Everyone is waiting for one very important moment: the testimony of Diddy's son. This is not just any testimony, it carries a weight that could change everything for their family. What is this testimony about? Why is it so important? These questions create a strong feeling of curiosity and suspense, making people eager to know what will happen next. Diddy, a man who is usually seen as confident and in control, sits quietly as his son takes the stand. The son's voice is steady but filled with meaning. Each word he says has the power to impact the court's decision and affect their lives deeply. This makes the moment feel heavy and serious. You can almost feel the tension in the air as the son begins to speak. People wonder what kind of story the son will tell. Is he sharing a secret that has been kept hidden for a long time? Is he talking about a problem or a fight that happened in the family? Or is it something more about the outside world that has brought them to court? The suspense builds because the answers are not clear yet. Everyone in the courtroom, including Diddy, is listening carefully to understand the truth. The son's testimony is not only important for the case, but also for the relationship between him and his father. This moment shows that family matters can sometimes be complicated and painful. It makes people think about how hard it must be for Diddy to hear his son talk about difficult things in public. The courage it takes for the son to speak up is also something many admire. As the testimony continues, small details begin to come out. These details might seem simple, but they carry a lot of weight. Each sentence the son says builds a story that everyone wants to understand better. This is why people feel hooked and want to follow the whole case closely. At the same time, the courtroom is a place where emotions run high. For Diddy, hearing his son speak is a moment filled with mixed feelings. Pride in his son's bravery, worry about what the words mean, and sadness about the situation they are facing all come together. This makes the scene very real and touching. This part of the story also reminds us that sometimes the people we think are the strongest need support the most. Diddy, a powerful figure in the entertainment world, is also a father dealing with a very personal and difficult moment. It shows that no matter who you are, family challenges can affect you deeply. The curiosity about what will happen next does not stop here. People want to know how the court will respond to the son's words. Will the testimony help their family find justice, or will it create more problems? These questions keep the story alive and interesting. This testimony also makes many people think about their own families. It reminds us that speaking up and telling the truth, even when it is hard, is very important. It shows the power of honesty and the strength it takes to face difficult situations. In this part we see more than just a court case. We see a story about courage, truth, and the bond between a father and son. The courtroom becomes a place where real emotions are shown, and real lives are affected. This is why so many people are drawn to this story. Thinking about this moment, you might feel a mix of emotions too. Sadness for the difficulties the family faces, hope that things will get better, and curiosity about how the story will end. These feelings make the story not just news but a human experience that touches many hearts. As this testimony continues, it will shape what happens next for Diddy and his son. It could change their lives forever. This is why the story is so important and why so many people are watching closely, waiting to see the next chapter unfold. Imagine a man known worldwide for his success and power. He has won many awards, created popular music, and built a huge business. But behind all this fame, he is also a father with feelings, worries, and hopes. This story shows a side of him many people do not usually see. It is about Diddy, the music mogul, and the very personal moment he faced when his son gave an important testimony in court. When you think of celebrities, you often think of their glamorous lives. You see them on stage, at parties, or in the news for their achievements. But rarely do we get to see their real emotions and personal struggles. This moment with Diddy is different. It shows that even someone so powerful has a heart full of care for his family. Diddy, Sive, has been full of challenges and hard work. He started from a difficult background and worked his way up to become a superstar. But no amount of success can protect a parent from the fear and pain when their child is in trouble. His son's testimony in court was about something serious, something that could change their family forever. This made the moment heavy with emotion. The protective father inside Diddy comes forward in this situation. You can imagine the thoughts running through his mind. Is my son safe? Will the truth help him? What will happen after this testimony? These questions bring a deep sense of curiosity and suspense. It makes people want to know more about the story behind the court case. This is not just about the law or the court. It is about the bond between a father and his son. It is about the trust and love that hold them together even in hard times. Seeing Diddy's reaction, people realize that beneath the fame there is a man who deeply cares for his family. This emotional side of Diddy is rare to see in public. Usually he is seen as confident and strong. But this moment shows that no one is invincible when it comes to family matters. It reminds us that celebrities are human too, with feelings just like everyone else. As the testimony unfolds, Diddy listens carefully. Every word his son says matters a lot. It is a moment full of hope and fear. The hope that the truth will bring justice and the fear of what might happen next. This mix of emotions keeps everyone watching closely. For fans and the public, this moment creates a connection with Diddy. It makes them see him in a new light, not just as a star but as a father who loves and worries about his child. This connection makes the story more powerful and relatable. The curiosity about what happens next grows stronger. Will the testimony change the court's decision? Will it bring peace to Diddy's family? These questions add to the suspense and make people want to follow the story until the end. This moment also teaches an important lesson. No matter how successful or famous someone is, family comes first. The love and protection a parent feels for their child can break through any barrier. It shows the true strength of a person not in their career but in their heart. As you think about this story, you can feel the emotions involved. The sadness, the hope, and the love. These feelings make the story not just about a court case but about life itself. It reminds us that behind every famous name there is a real person with real feelings. In the end, Diddy's emotional moment during his son's testimony is a powerful reminder. It shows us that family is the most important thing. And no matter what happens, love stays strong. This is what makes the story so touching and memorable. Imagine a room filled with silence, except for the steady voice of a young man telling his story. This is the courtroom where Diddy's son is speaking. Each word is important and the atmosphere is thick with tension. The people inside are waiting to hear what will happen next. The moment feels heavy because what is said could change everything. The courtroom is a place where facts meet feelings. It is where truth has to be clear, but emotions often rise. For Diddy's son, this is not just about speaking the truth. It is about facing a challenge that affects his whole family. The weight of this moment is clear on his face and in his voice. This makes the listeners want to know what has brought them here. Yes. What is the son saying? Is it about something that happened a long time ago? Is it about a fight or a mistake? Or is it something that has never been told before? These questions keep everyone curious. They want to understand the full story behind the testimony. This curiosity pulls people deeper into the moment. As the son continues, small details come out. These details might seem simple, but they are very important. They paint a picture of what really happened. Each piece of information adds to the story, helping everyone see the situation more clearly. This is why the testimony feels so powerful. For Diddy, listening to his son is difficult. It is a mix of pride and worry. Pride because his son is brave enough to speak the truth. Worry because the words might bring pain or trouble. This mixture of feelings shows how complicated family moments can be, especially when they happen in public. The court is a place of justice, but it is also a place where families face their hardest tests. Diddy's family is no different. The son's testimony is part of this test. It is a moment where trust and honesty are more important than ever. This makes the story not just about the law, but about human connection. The curiosity about what will happen next is strong. Will the court believe the son's words? Will this testimony help the family heal, or will it make things harder? These questions keep the story alive in the minds of those watching and listening. This moment also shows that speaking up is not easy. It takes courage to stand in court and tell your story, especially when it is about your own family. The son's bravery is clear, and it touches many people's hearts. It reminds us all of the power of truth. As the testimony goes on, the tension does not go away. Instead, it grows stronger. Every word could change the course of the case. This makes the scene very dramatic and full of emotion. It is a moment people will remember for a long time. This story is about much more than just a court case. It is about love, trust, and facing difficult moments together. It shows the strength that comes from being honest and the challenges that come with it. These are feelings everyone can understand, which is why the story is so powerful. Thinking about this moment, it is easy to feel the mix of emotions involved. Sadness for the difficulties faced, hope for a better future, and curiosity about what will come next. These feelings make the story real and relatable for many people. In the end, the son's testimony is a key moment that could change everything for Diddy and his family. It is a moment full of meaning, courage, and hope. This is why it holds such strong interest and why so many people are watching closely. Imagine a quiet courtroom suddenly filled with strong emotions. Diddy, known for his confident and powerful image, begins to show his feelings in a way that surprises many. Watching a father react to his son's words during a serious moment like this is something very real and human. It is a rare glimpse into the private side of a celebrity's life, and it makes many people curious about what is happening. Diddy, quote, emotions are clear. His face shows worry, sadness, and sometimes even tears. For a man who is always in control of his public image, this moment is different. It is not about fame or success now, but about family and love. This makes the moment very powerful because it breaks the usual strong image people have of him. Why does Diddy react so strongly? It is because the testimony his son is giving is about something very important. It might be about a difficult experience or a challenge their family is facing. When a parent hears such things about their child, it can be very painful. This is why the emotions are so strong and visible. People watching feel connected to this moment. Seeing Diddy emotional makes them realize that no matter how famous or rich someone is, family problems and feelings are the same for everyone. This shared experience makes the story more touching and interesting. This moment also raises many questions. What exactly did the son say to make Diddy so emotional? How will this affect their relationship? Will it bring them closer or create more problems? These questions keep people curious and wanting to learn more about the story. The courtroom is usually a place of serious business, but moments like this remind us that it is also a place of real feelings. Diddy's reaction shows that behind the legal words and facts there are human stories with deep emotions. This scene makes people think about their own families. It reminds them of how important it is to be there for loved ones during hard times. It also shows how difficult it can be to face personal challenges in public. Diddy, quote, emotional breakdown is a sign of love and care. It shows that even the strongest people can feel pain when it comes to family. This makes him more relatable and human to his fans and the public. This moment also creates a sense of suspense. People want to know what happens next. Will Diddy be able to support his son through this difficult time? Will the family find peace and healing after the court case? These questions keep the story alive and interesting. The emotions in this moment are powerful because they show vulnerability. It is not often that we see famous people in such a real and unguarded way. This is why the story touches many hearts and stays in people's minds. Thinking about this scene, you can feel the mix of emotions. Sadness for the struggle, hope for a better future, and curiosity about what will come next. These feelings make the story feel very real and important. In the end, Diddy's emotional reaction is a key part of this story. It shows the deep connection between father and son and reminds us all of the power of love. This moment is what makes the story so memorable and moving. Diddy's emotional moment in the courtroom is not just a single event but a part of a larger journey that affects his life and the life of his family. People all over the world are watching, wondering what will happen next and how this will change everything. The questions are many. How will this moment shape Diddy's future? What will happen to his son after the testimony? Will their family be able to heal and move forward? These questions create a strong sense of curiosity because the answers are not yet clear. This makes the story interesting and keeps people wanting to know more. This situation shows that life is full of ups and downs. Even the most successful people face hard times. What matters is how they handle these challenges. Diddy's reaction in court reveals a man who cares deeply about his family and is ready to face whatever comes next. This gives hope to many who look up to him. The story also teaches an important lesson about strength. Real strength is not about hiding emotions or pretending to be perfect. It is about being honest with yourself and others, especially in difficult moments. Diddy's emotional breakdown shows that true courage is in being vulnerable and open. This moment also highlights the power of family bonds. No matter what problems come their way, the love between a father and son can help them survive tough times. This makes the story not just about one person but about all families who face difficulties and find ways to stay strong. As people watch this story unfold, they feel connected to it. They see a human side of a celebrity and feel inspired by his honesty. This connection creates a special bond between Diddy and his fans who support him through this journey. There is also a deep curiosity about what will happen in the court case itself. Will justice be served? Will the truth bring peace to the family? These questions keep the story alive and make it feel like a real-life drama that everyone wants to follow. The future is uncertain, but this moment shows that hope is still alive. Diddy and his family have a chance to heal and grow stronger. This hope gives the story a positive feeling even in difficult times. Thinking about this story, it reminds us all that life is a mix of challenges and joys. It shows that no matter how hard things get, love and courage can guide us through. This is what makes the story so meaningful and unforgettable. In the end, Diddy's emotional moment and his son's testimony are not just news. They are a reminder of the power of family, the strength and vulnerability, and the hope that keeps people going. This story will stay in the hearts of many because it touches on what it means to be human.